Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel where skincare is all about progression over perfection because perfection doesn't exist. Cleansing is a stage that I feel like people just rush through. My one pet peeve is when people say you shouldn't spend money on a cleanser or really worry about your cleanser in general because you are just washing ingredients down the sink. That's not really how cleansers work. Like you wouldn't say the same thing about shampoo or like body wash, would you? The cleansing stage is a really important stage that sets your skin up for the rest of your routine and removes everything that could also ruin your routine if you don't properly cleanse it away. And there are beneficial ingredients in cleansers that your skin can benefit from. Today, I want to share some of my favorite double cleansing combinations. Listen, as long as you're getting that shit off your face, use whatever. But I have found there are certain situations that have called for certain types of cleansing combinations. I want to start with a cleansing milk for basically all year round cleansing. This is like one I use all the time. Obviously, you might want to change your cleanser as the seasons change. It makes sense, right? Skin behaves differently in winter compared to summer. You're using different things in winter versus summer. What works in cold, dry weather doesn't always feel right when you're dealing with heat, sweat, heavy sunscreen, and like excess sebum. That being said, there are a few cleanser types, in my opinion, that genuinely work well all year round. And for me, cleansing milks are one of them, if formulated properly. I feel like cleansing milks are often overlooked because they do feel a little bit old-fashioned. Like when I think of cleansing milk, I think of those old like cleansing tutorials where they're like, apply the cleansing milk, then wipe away with a tissue. And they've come a long way since then. I do think they're massively underrated, especially in the double cleansing stage and if you double cleanse year round. They're gentle enough for winter when your barrier's like already a little bit stressed out, but still thorough enough for summer when you're wearing layers, as I mentioned, of sunscreen, sweat, etc. You get that, I always say cushiony nowadays. It's like a bouncy, soft kind of application rather than a foam. A cushiony cleanse, so no tightness, no stripping of the skin. And for reactive combination skin like mine, you kind of really need that balance when it comes to a cleanser. A good cleansing milk is going to remove everything that it needs to effortlessly, but also leave your skin feeling untouched, not squeaky clean, not stripped, just extremely comfortable. It often just feels like you're cleansing with a moisturizer. That's how I feel it should feel. One of my favorites that I have done a sponsorship with, but this is not part of any brand deal whatsoever, is the Jumiso D-Panthenol Barrier Soothing Cleansing Milk. Just because this is a really solid example of why cleansing milks work so well and how far they've come. It removes sunscreen and everyday makeup very easily, but the focus is more on barrier care. I do feel like you still need to double cleanse with a cleansing milk. And that's what I forgot to say, actually. I will use a cleansing milk as both stages of the double cleanse. In this particular one, you've got panthenol, multiple ceramides to help support the skin barrier, keep it strong, flaxseed oil for that gentle nourishment, lightweight nourishment, nothing too heavy and greasy, azulene to calm down redness, which I was surprised about because usually in azulene products, there's like a blue tint that calms the redness and helps with irritation as well as you cleanse. The texture is very rich and milky without feeling like a thick moisturizer. It rinses effortlessly away and leaves your skin feeling fresh rather than coated in like an oily mess, you know? Fragrance free. What I will say is you do have to work a little bit harder with this if you're wearing like waterproof makeup, mascara, for example, but works for both steps of the double cleanse. If I'm going away for like a night, right, I will just pack a cleansing milk because it's just easier. I don't have to pack so much product, especially if I'm not filming at the hotel or something like that. A cleansing milk does the job absolutely fine. Okay, my next duo is for anyone who wants like a little bit something extra from their double cleanse, like gentle brightening, pore care, antioxidant support, exfoliation, more importantly, without tipping that fine line into irritation, because I do feel like people overuse cleansers with actives in because they think that it's a gentler alternative. But when you use a gentler alternative almost every single day, twice a day, it's not a gentler alternative. And a lot of these active cleansers, obviously being short contact, you have to apply for 1 to 2 minutes, make the most of it, kind of massage around your face. But in turn, a lot of those cleansers can then start to dry you out. So I'm always very cautious when it comes to cleansers with actives in, when it comes to picking the right one. But when they're formulated properly, they can be really, really effective and not dry you down. So the first cleanse here to remove sunscreen and makeup is the Living Cleansing Balm from Ben I Met You, an icon in my bathroom for the last 5 years. I love this. I will forever love this. And this is very much a barrier first kind of like formula. Grapeseed oil, olive oil, sea berry oil, which gives it that like What color is it? Orangey yellow kind of tinge, all keeping your skin moisturized without stripping the skin. And every so often I will use this as a mask. When I met with Charlotte some years ago to talk, this is her brand, to talk through her product, she told me that like before she has a bath, for example, she will apply the cleansing balm, sit in the bath, use it as a mask, then rinse it away for really well moisturized skin. And now I do that pretty much every time I use this. So if my skin is feeling very dry or actually dehydrated, rub this in, leave it on for 5 minutes, then I'll emulsify and rinse everything away. You've also got the usual kind of like fatty acids in here to help dissolve the sunscreen, whilst also helping your barrier for all my skin conditions and types, reactive, dehydrated. And you get a dose of antioxidants from that sea berry that I was talking about earlier, and grapeseed oil keeps things lightweight and non-greasy. Persimmon extract is a nice little touch here. I always forget what this does, to be honest with you, but it's for very gentle brightening and helps regulate sebum as well, without having to rely on acids. Obviously, it's not going to be as strong as like your 2 to 5%, but used every single day in this type of formulation, it can be effective. All feeling soft, calm, not stripped in any way whatsoever. So I will usually pair this with the Unleashia Sorbet Cleanser, another product I have had a sponsorship with, but I absolutely love this cleanser. I have bought it time and time again with my own money for myself. Great if you want to follow up with a mild exfoliation without any irritation. Bearing in mind, I use this fairly often for my easy sensitized and rosacea skin. Rosacea skin, yeah. There is BHA in here for pore care, helps balance everything out. And then they team that with cognac fiber, which gives you this really gentle physical exfoliation without the harsh like scrubbing. The texture is like jelly-like. You can feel it. It's almost like small boba beads, balls. You can feel them, and it's very, very gentle, not scratchy or aggressive in any way whatsoever. We've got beetroot, apple, carrot. I think they call it like the ABC to help bring antioxidants and hydration, plus niacinamide to help support brightness and barrier health. I love that this cleanses so deeply without that squeaky clean feeling. My go-to cleanser nowadays, as you probably realize, is those cleansers that give me like a 90s feeling deep cleanse without the stripping, and this is one of them. You can actually leave this on as like a mask as well, which I tend to not do because I just like to massage it for 2 minutes. And I find that's more than effective. So this duo gives you a really nice cleanse with some very gentle actives without stressing your skin out in any way whatsoever. It's a very good option if you want your double cleanse to do a little bit more, but still be very, very gentle. So the next duo is for when you do want a bit of a proper, deeper cleanse. Like I literally just said, the kind of cleanse that mentally reminds you of those harsh, kind of like no nonsense, fuck your skin up 90s cleanses, but without your skin feeling tight, squeaky clean, or stripped in any way whatsoever. Both of these cleansers are actually very gentle. If you have oily skin, you are going to love this, but as somebody with combination skin, I find the second cleanse can be a little bit too much for my dry cheeks. I used this combination a couple times when I was feeling hot, sweaty, disgusting after exercising, after like a full day in the city in London, when I was feeling very, very oily and greasy. I'm yet to use it in like the summer, but when I feel the most bogged down with excess sebum and oils and grease. But when I just had a face full of everything, this was amazing. Both of these cleansers are from Remedy, which is Dr. Shah's brand. Dermatologist founded and created, and that does matter here in my opinion. We all know that brands usually use terms like dermatologist recommended or tested, which I don't give a fuck about. It doesn't really mean anything. But when it's created by dermatologists and it's attached to their name and their livelihood, the products better be good. And these are really good. You can tell these products are designed to give you a thorough, good cleanse without wrecking your skin barrier. So you're not doing that constant over cleansing, then repairing the damage. So for the first cleanse, the Derm Dissolve Balm, whilst very, very new to me still, probably 3 weeks I've been using this for, it's very, very good. It's very thorough, very, very good. And honestly, a fairly average cleansing balm that just does the job. So many people can make a cleansing balm. So many people are making a cleansing balm, but to do it good and effective, it sounds so basic, but it's hard to do. This has that soft, sherbety texture, which I absolutely love. And people get confused when I say that. What I mean by that is it doesn't leave that kind of like those little small bits of plastic that some cleansing balms do. And it's not just solidified oil. It's this kind of like, almost like if you had sorbet or sherbet, I think Americans call it, that's warm. And then it just kind of breaks down. It's like lipid rich as well. Of course, it's a dermatologist brand. So it's packed with like those skin identical ceramides and uses a triple emulsifier system. So it actually dissolves makeup and SPF properly, they say, then rinses clean without leaving any greasy film behind, which a lot of cleansers do, but some of them you have to extra emulsify or spend a little bit longer rinsing away. This one you don't have to. Emulsifies easily, then rinses everything away. And by that time, I'm like, okay, this is a good cleanse, like maybe I could leave it here, but I never do. You've got safflower lipids in here as well, actually for barrier support, centella to calm irritation, turmeric for antioxidant, anti-inflammatory support, green tea to help you regulate oil. It's just a very good cleanse, very good cleanse in that kind of grinding packaging, which is very, very popular right now. So for the second cleanse, the lightweight gel to foam cleanser with 0.5% salicylic acid really does just finish off this deep but gentle cleanse. This is where you get that deep, clean feeling, but it's done in a very controlled way. The salicylic acid obviously helps clear pores and excess sebum and oil, but then that's counterbalanced with things like ceramides, glycerin, niacinamide, so your skin still feels hydrated and calm without that stripped feeling. At first, I was like, oh my God, this is gonna be like the CosRX, this one, which I hate. I absolutely hate it because it kind of felt similar. But when I rinsed it away, I was like, thank God, thank God. It starts as a gel, foams very lightly. What I will say is very easy to overuse this. If you've got facial hair, you will find yourself trying to like rinse this out if you use too much. So you need the tiniest bit, lightly foams, rinses clean. It leaves you feeling really fresh, clearer, softer, but not tight. So you get that satisfying deep clean without the tight feeling after. For me, this combination definitely is not for everyday use unless you're very oily. It's more of like a reset cleanse. Those days where I do feel very, very congested and you want everything properly removed and kind of like cleared out, I guess you can say. But if you're super oily, I can see this working more often. Maybe not every day, but more often. The cleansing balm, obviously you can use every single day, and I have been recently. It's very, very good, very nice. Dr. Shah's brand, of course it's gonna be good. I think my favorite duo is for when my skin needs just to be moisturized when it's dry, irritated, I've done too much, it's just not coping well with the shit that I've been thrown at it for the week. And when my skin gets like that, sometimes even water cleansing is too much. I'm just like, this is gonna make it worse. I often scale right back and I'll just use like a micellar water. But when I do want a good double cleanse, this is the kind of combination that I trust because it adds moisture. It's actually going to add moisture to your skin. So for the first cleanse, the Elemis Pro Collagen Black Cherry Cleansing Balm is it's just so comforting. And obviously the smell helps as well. Actually, a mortician told me that this artificial cherry scent that I love is what embalming fluid smells like. I've kind of never been able to get over it, but I kind of enjoy it in a dark way as well. But yeah, this is very, very nice on the skin. This is one of those cleansing balms that does feel like an indulgent moment, which I love for my first cleanse, whilst doing its job very, very well. Just a standard balm to oil to milk transformation, but in a very oily balm, effortlessly melting down layers of makeup, SPF easily as well, leaving your skin actually feeling super moisturized. You got star flower oil in here, elderberry oil, and something that they've kind of like trademarked called Optimega, which I believe is their own blend of wheat germ and oat oils, which it basically helps reduce transepidermal water loss and just making your skin feel very, very smooth. Padina Pavonica, it's not a Russian tennis player. This is an ingredient that helps keep your skin moisturized and actually adds like a boost of plumping to the skin. Never heard of this ingredient before, but yeah, I love this when my skin is feeling just really fucked up. I know a lot of people don't enjoy fragrance when the skin is irritated, but in a wash-off product, it's really not a big deal. The second cleanse, and probably the most important part here for me, the most important part because it actually is going to deposit moisture onto the skin, and this is Experiment's Plasma Wash Moisture Deep Gel Cream Cleanser. This is a scientist, chemist founded brand, so you know they're going to come out with some good shit, and this is one of very few cleansers I've used where I'm genuinely like, this is actually moisturizing, right? Like a lot of cleansers nowadays, they're non-stripping by default, pH balanced by default as well. They're not going to strip you by default too, but this one actually gives you that moisture on the skin. So it's this low foaming, foams up a little bit, like enough to satisfy you, but it's a low foaming gel cream formula that uses amino acid surfactants. So it cleanses without that, what can sometimes be stripping foam. Not for everyone, surfactants aren't inherently stripping, as I always like to say, but when you've got very dry, easily sensitized skin, you're probably more prone to that dryness or irritation. Then you got 15% glycerin, which I feel like is Experiment's thing. Like, they made everyone fall in love with glycerin, and that's combined with glycerin depositing compounds that actually stick around after you rinse the cleanser off. Isn't that clever? That's why I love this so much. So it doesn't strip the skin of anything, it actually leaves behind a layer of hydration and moisture that your skin can actually benefit from. Alongside jojoba oil, fatty acids to help with your skin barrier and reduce water loss. You're gonna feel soft and immediately hydrated and moisturized after this. This is just like, I should just use this every day, but I like experimenting with other cleansers. So yeah, this combination is perfect when your skin needs a little bit more extra attention. You've gone fucked it up really, really bad, but you still want a cleanse, because sometimes we do just need a cleanse. I know, like when you're dehydrated, for example, you still get that oily skin. It's just nice to cleanse it off, but without stripping your skin of anything else. So if your skin is dry, sensitized, or just not in the mood for any actives whatsoever, this is the combination I would recommend for you. But let me know what you think about these combinations down below. If I've mentioned a cleanser that you absolutely love or want to try, let me know in the comments too, and let me know your favorite cleansing duos too. That is it. You can watch some more product reviews here, some general light entertainment here, and I will see you next time.